Hey everyone, welcome to Reality Report with Ryan, where I talk about news, politics, debunking fake news, the woke mind virus, all from the perspective of a center-right leaning man who happens to be gay, but don't worry, we're not the Rainbow Mafia over here. So like, subscribe, and join us to lose your mind as we are every single day. Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. Last week I made a video about the Sunfresh grocery store, which is part government owned, part privately owned by a nonprofit organization in Kansas City, Missouri, and how it's failing because we have this Zoran Mamdani character in New York City running for mayor, and he's promising to open government run grocery stores. But I found even more grocery stores that are this type of layout that also aren't working out very well. So I want to watch Zoran Mamdani's little video because there's a couple of key things that I want to talk about in his video and really drill down in it, because when you really start to think about this, it's like it doesn't make any sense and it's not going to work and it's going to make everything worse for everyone. So I want to go through that. And then I want to look at some videos because there's a Cuban couple. One of them, I believe, has been in the United States for a while, and the other one just came to the United States recently, and they make videos about the differences between Cuba and the United States. And this is relevant in this video because we're specifically going to focus on the grocery stores in Cuba and how the dictatorship, socialism, communism doesn't work well for citizens. It doesn't work well. And I don't know. I thought, like, whenever I look at my thumbnail and the title and everything, it doesn't really seem like it's going to be a very emotional video. But when we get to what the Cubans have to say and how his experience has been going to grocery stores here in the United States, you're probably going to be in tears by the end of the video. Some of them are going to be good tears. Some of them are going to be sad. Some may be infuriating tears. I don't know, but there's going to be a mixture of all of it. But it's a really good thing, I think, to see and to really take in and have pride that we live in the United States of America. And this is exactly why people want to come here, because we are a capitalist country. You cannot take the dream away. Capitalism creates hope. It creates hope that you can create something better for yourself than you had before, or if you work harder, you can have something better for yourself than someone that did not work as hard for it. But when you take that dream away, you take that hope away that you can build capital and invest and make a lot of money and create a better life for yourself, because everything that you work for is going to be spread out among the entire population, then you're taking away people's hope. And we're really going to see that in these videos from these two Cuban people that came here. But first, let's watch this crazy actor that's never held a real job in his life, Nepo baby, Zoran Mamdani's little grocery video.
Grocery prices are out of control. The cost of eggs and milk has skyrocketed. Some stores are even using dynamic pricing, jacking up the cost over the course of a day depending on what they can get away with. It doesn't need to be this way. I'm Zoran Mamdani, and as mayor, I will create a network of city-owned grocery stores. It's like a public option for produce. We will redirect city funds from corporate supermarkets to city-owned grocery stores, whose mission is lower prices, not price gouging. These stores will operate without a profit motive or having to pay property taxes or rent, and will pass on those savings to you.
So he wants to take the tax dollars, because yes, there are tax dollars that are given to grocery stores, privately owned grocery stores. The average profit margin for grocery stores is only 1% to 3%. That's a very tiny profit margin. And they give funding to grocery stores for like equipment and stuff like that. So they already get funding. All right. They already get taxpayer money. Now, that's one of the arguments that one of these people that support this could say, well, they're already getting it and they're making a profit off of it. Yeah, but they're also successful at business. They've already proven to be successful at business. They've already proven that they can keep food on their shelves. They've already proven that they can keep all of the things that you want on their shelves. So, and they need those tax dollars in order to make that happen. There's sometimes where they barely make any profit at all. So you, you want to take the tax dollars from grocery stores in the heavily populated areas that have proven to be good at business and to keep all of their shelves full, while you're going to take all that away from them, and then you're going to give it to these brand new chains that you're going to create that haven't proven to be successful at business at all, but you're going to throw millions of dollars at them, hoping to God that they can keep shelves full when they have to pay the same amount for the food as the other grocery store chains do as well. And the main problem of having these food deserts everywhere is not because the grocery store is in the heavily populated area. It's because the grocery store left the other area that's now a food desert. I've seen it with my own eyes. I've watched it happen, because when you are in an environment where it's not logical or safe to do business, then you leave. So if you're in an area, you have a grocery store, this literally has happened in my city in the past year. If you have a grocery store where the the quality of workers that you get in the grocery store is terrible. They're picking fights with your customers. They treat customers like absolute dog shit. Like they have no business being in the store whatsoever, asking any questions or anything. Trust me, this is the area that I live in. I go to a heavily populated area to do my grocery shopping because I don't feel safe. I don't feel safe. Yeah. When you create an environment, and the store was filthy, nasty, it smelled like dirty butthole, it was disgusting. And they had old food on the shelves, and all. This was a privately owned grocery store. But the thing is that when you are operating in a city where a lot of people are on welfare and choose not to work because they get free Medicaid and they get free housing and all this, as long as they have like 5 kids, they can live scot-free. When you are in that type of neighborhood, your citizens are not generating as much taxes as the other areas. So that grocery store is not going to receive as much help as they may need. So eventually they're going to close down, especially pile on top of that citizens that go in and steal the food. Okay? Because we're talking about the same people here. We're talking about people that choose to stay low income because it's easier than going and working and trying to make your life better. So yeah, the stores in those areas close. They move. They move to other areas where they can have better workers. They can have more workers. They can have better prices because they might actually get more tax dollars. So it's not going to fix anything. In fact, the place where all of these partially government run grocery stores are those areas. So you're going to have the same struggles that a privately owned grocery store is going to have, only you're not coming with any capital other than taxpayer dollars, which you don't have enough of. So it's inevitably going to fail. So let's talk about a couple of these grocery stores here. So I asked a few questions, but we're not going to go over all the questions that I asked because I want to show you guys these videos. Are there any government-run grocery stores in the U.S. that are successful? There are very few, if any, long-term successful government-run grocery stores in the U.S. based on profitability, sustainability, and independence from subsidies. However, there are a few exceptions that have managed to stay open or function semi-effectively, usually under hybrid models or with significant community support. So this first one, St. Paul Supermarket in St. Paul, Kansas. It's in a town of 600 people. It's been city owned and operated since 2013. However, it is a small town general store. It's not a grocery store. It's not a full ass grocery store. It is still open. The challenges are narrow margins, of course, and dependent on community loyalty. These people are loyal to this store because they need it. That's why they use it. If they were not loyal to this store and they live near probably a bigger city with more grocery stores, they'd probably go to those. But these people actually depend on this general store for things that they actually need. So the community buys in for survival. There's no local competition, and volunteerism and local government agility. So their government isn't threatening to take it away or doing anything else with it, and they volunteer there. Okay, free labor. So that's how they're keeping this afloat. Little River Market in Little River, Kansas. City owns the building and equipment, but it's privately leased. See? Because also another thing to think about is that if a government completely owns a grocery store, they have to staff the grocery store, and the government is not set out to run businesses like this. That's not what the government is for in the first place. That's why we have capitalism. So the people will come in, they have an incentive to do business, they do business, and they have an incentive to do good business because then they'll make more money. You see how that works? You see how that works? Okay. So this one is hybrid public-private, so it's not government run. This says this is one of the more promising models, which is the public infrastructure and private operation. Although we know that Sunfresh in Kansas City, Missouri is not doing very well, and that is the setup that they have. Food co-op style models are also some that may work, but this is a co-op. This is not a strictly government run grocery store at all. And then the reason why government run stores rarely succeed, thin margins. Grocery stores average 1 to 2% profit, and that's all that's the grocery store. That's privately owned grocery stores. Cities cannot compete with Walmart or Kroger. They have lower prices. If you have a smaller store, then you are most likely going to have higher prices. Because you're not doing as much business. Walmart and Kroger are giants. They have everything. You go there and you buy clothes, you buy drugs, you buy legal drugs, you buy food, you buy whatever. You buy everything there. So they have more income coming in, and they can keep the food on their shelves. They can keep stock. They can keep everything that you want and need. Except for, of course, that time during COVID when, we didn't have anything coming in. But I digress. So you have all of these things. Baldwin, Florida, there's one that was city owned. It closed. Could not sustain revenue. Erie, Kansas, now privately run because it struggled. It lost $100,000 before leasing it out to a private owner. Little River, Kansas, leased to private. We already know about St. Paul. It's only 600 people that live there, and they volunteer for it. And then you have Sunfresh right here. Nonprofit leased, failing. City backed, plagued by crime and inefficiency. There's no incentive to run the place well if you're not getting anything more. That's what capitalism is about. If you do a better job than Joe Schmo sitting next to you, you can get paid more. That's not how socialism works, and that's why we don't want socialism. So let's take a look at what socialism and communism actually looks like.
But there's another side to Cuba most tourists and most outsiders don't get to see.
Empty. No meat.
No hay carne aquí, estamos jodidos.
For decades, Cubans have struggled to find basic necessities in
Long
markets
lines.
every single day. It's not uncommon to find lines for hours for one single product. In fact, it's normal. So let me take you inside a market and try my best to explain it.
Estamos en la calle de Pinar del Río. Today we're going to talk about food and the grocery stores aquí en Cuba. We're going to go inside right now and I'm going to try to show you as much as I can without getting caught. So, ¿listos?
That's one thing I wanted to mention. You're not allowed to film. They don't want outsiders to know that it's this bad in Cuba. That's what a dictatorship actually looks like. You're not even allowed to film in the grocery store. You can get in trouble because it's so bad. They don't want people to know that.
Bare shelves are normal, and the products you do see are almost always not necessary. And when you find something, they only have one option of it.
So I'm trying to do this as secret as I can. I wanted to show you guys this aisle. The only products on this aisle is this Nestle Milo shake. Here it is. So it is $4 for for this box or can of Nestle Quick. That is the only thing that you'll see on this shelf. It's just this product.
When you do find something, the prices are insanely high. When we filmed this, the average Cuban salary was around $40 a month.
These are peppers, and I'll show you how much this is. A can of peppers, and it's $15.
I hope
$40 a month is the average monthly salary for Cubans because there's no capitalism. There's no hope for a brighter future with their current government. There is no hope for a brighter future with socialism and capital and communism. There just isn't. We have plenty of evidence, but people just keep on thinking, oh, we'll do it right this time. We'll do it different. There's no different way to do it. There's no other way to do it.
you like hot dogs, because that's all the meat that they have here today.
Fue la corriente. Se fue la
La
corriente.
corriente. And now we can't buy anything.
Se fue la corriente.
Oh my God, se fue la corriente.
A devolver todo.
Oh my Lord.
As you can imagine, the scarcity of food items is normal in Cuba. But Yoel's normalcy was about to change dramatically.
Esto es
That's what coming to the United States legally looks like.
Ya estoy enviado. Ya estoy enviado.
We're gonna take Yoel grocery shopping for the first time.
Mira, que ya huele rico. Dime tú una guía para entrar a la tienda. Guía para entrar a la tienda. A ver. Oh, mira cómo es frío. Oh, mira para esto, como hay manzana. ¿Cómo estamos mucho?
There's another video that I watched where he talks about apples. He gets a little emotional because his mom used to love apples, and there were years that went by where you could not buy apples in Cuba. So he choked up a little bit in that video, thinking about his mom and the fact that there's so many apples here in the United States. You just go in the store and buy them, and in Cuba, you don't have that option.
Hay limón, corta el limón. Mira, wow. Los dos cereales, ¿no? Hace cebolla. Una cebolla. Como pelota. Esto me da a mí para 20 días de comida. Oh my God, como hay carne y queso, madre. Siempre venir aquí a comer lo básico. Y esto que es lo que dice Mari, que esto no es nada con lo que se ve. Han destruido el país.
Leche.
Esto parece un cuadro para poner en la pared. Yo pongo la pared así. Qué tristeza me da todo. Me da mucha tristeza ver esto. Tanta carne. Sabes que no hay nadie que no tiene ningún
You can tell how upsetting this is.
Eso me da tristeza. Ahora me estaba diciendo mi hija que no tiene ni era el cumpleaños de una amiguita. No había ni huevo para hacer cake. Y nada. No puedo ni pensar en la cantidad de cosas que... Nada más seguir porque no puedo estar aquí. Me voy. Esto va a dos niveles. Mucho cosas.
Esto es, no, esto es diferente tipo de mantequilla.
Tipo de mantequilla. Vámonos de aquí, que aquí no quiero estar más. Esto es lo último. ¿Dónde están? Ojalá que un día puedan ver lo que estoy viendo yo. Aquí está hablando del huevo, no tienen huevo para hacer un cake, miren. Es triste. Pero bueno. A veces no quiero ni comer, en serio. Yo no estoy metiendo mentiras, a ver las lágrimas no son de salirme, pero me da tristeza que hay tantas cosas que uno puede tener aquí y allá no hay. Ojalá que un día todo esto esté en Cuba y podamos comprarlo así como lo compra todo el mundo. Y los niños tengan ese helado, ese yogur, esa carne que ven allí. Nada, es fuerte. De hecho, son muchas cosas que tengo en la cabeza, mis ojos no cabe toda la información que tiene. Y en un mercado pequeño, me dice Mari, no sé ni qué decir, la verdad que no tengo ni palabras porque esto es verdad que abusivo. Vamos a añadirlo. Vamos.
All the information, the food, the colors, the lights, all of it was getting to Yoel. I decided to wait a few days till we go to a huge market like Safeway and Costco.
I know that was a little longer of a video than I normally share, but I wanted to show the whole thing because I think it's a really powerful message, especially if there's anyone out there watching who believes that socialism is a good idea for the United States. People come here to escape it. His daughter's friend couldn't even have a birthday cake because they didn't have any eggs at the grocery stores. They didn't have any eggs. Not that their eggs were too expensive. They didn't have any. Can you imagine that? Their grocery stores don't have meat. They don't have eggs. You have to pay $14 for a can of peppers. The meat that he picked up was less than that can of peppers costs in Cuba. They don't have meat like that. You can see how emotional he's getting, how mad he's getting, because he knows that his home is so destroyed by communism and socialism that they can't have anything that they want. They have to wait hours in line for the grocery store. It's absolutely insane. I have another video. I have another couple of videos to close out this one. These are going to be emotional, y'all. They're emotional. So I don't know if y'all are over there feeling it. Let me know in the comments below. Before I cut to these last two videos, make sure to leave a comment, like, subscribe so you don't miss any content, and I will see you on the next one.
Cierra los ojos. Cierra los ojos.
Yo me puedo llevar eso para la casa.
Nadie te va a preguntar de dónde lo conseguiste. Nadie va.
Tú solo. Uno.
Con esto puedo hacer ejercicio. Mira la gente aquí como se va esto aquí. Mira los boliches tan grandes. Demasiado, mija, es demasiado. Demasiado.
Porque esos son los mexicanos.
Manzana.
Qué rico hacer. Qué rico hacer. Que los papeles míos de la entrada aquí me decían que yo era un alienígena. Y yo ahora veo esto y yo digo, es que soy un alienígena. Tú nunca crees que vas a llegar a esto. Tú nunca crees que vas a llegar a esto. ¿Viste? Hasta que llegas, pones el pito y dices, es real, ¿viste? Porque a lo mejor son como mitad mías o algo así. Pero a uno le da sentimiento a estas cosas, ¿viste? Porque es fuerte, ¿viste? Es fuerte.
¿Te gustó?
Que si me gustó.
Dear America, I am not from here. I am from the country where I was taught you were the enemy. That this country was horrible. I was never taught to dream about my future or to think of the opportunity in my homeland. 3 years ago, I came to the United States. That day, I was born again.
No puedo ni creerlo, no puedo ni creerlo. Nunca sabe. Estoy donde muchos han muerto y hubieran querido estar aquí.
I have done things I only saw in the movie.
Pinga. Que pinga es esto. Que te caiga la nieve, que la sientas caer.
I've met people who were kind and welcoming.
My boy from fucking TikTok! Cuba!
I've been given opportunity to not work and now dream.
Cheque americano.
Americans say the American dream is dead. But for me, I'm already living the dream.
Eso es muy emocionante.
Because I love this country.
What the fuck, dude?
That dream is worth defending.
This is my first election in the United States. I have nothing like this in where I'm from because we have only one government. This is unbelievable. What I want to see one day my teenager, my youth, in my country, just do it is fucking free.
God bless United States.
Oh, Jose, can you see?